All right. I believe we're live now. So it is the 2025 March Challenge. I am Thomas Fox, Executive Director of Psi Upsilon Fraternity, and I'm here with Tim Zepp, our Executive Council President. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Tim.
Evening, everyone. Again, my name is Tim Zepp, Chi Delta, Duke University, class of 2008. I'm the Executive Council President of Psi U, and great to see a bunch of folks here on Instagram, Facebook Live, whatever other streaming platforms we have ramped up this time. But really excited to be here. So
we haven't figured out all the weird platforms yet, but we will be there one day. So yeah, I don't know what Blue Sky is, but I know it exists.
For sure. But no, appreciate you having me on, Tom, and to everyone out there, really excited to be here as part of the March Challenge. And so, Tom, maybe for those who don't really know what's going on with the March Challenge, maybe you could be helpful just to kind of walk through a little bit of the history around it and what it's all about.
Yeah. Thanks for asking, Tim, because the March Challenge, it is so crucial to what we do here at Psi Upsilon. It's what we call an annual fund crowdfunding campaign, which all that means is we're fundraising and trying to have a little bit of fun at the same time. It's a friendly competition between chapters, nothing at all to do with the NCAA March Madness brackets. That's just by chance. We're not using any copyrighted language to do our fundraising campaign. That's why we call it March Challenge. But, spring's the time of the year where we talk about, or you just feel it outside. It's warmer. The sun's still up after 6 o'clock, all those kinds of wonderful things where we get excited thinking about growth. And that's what the March Challenge supports, the growth and expansion of our fraternity. We started it in 2020, and we're planning it before the world went upside down in March of 2020, but held it in March 2020 with the idea of knowing that Psi Upsilon had to invest in growth support. And that's exactly what we've done over the last few years with our successes through the March Challenge. We never had a director of growth in Psi Upsilon as a staff member in any sort of way prior to 2021 when we were able to hire Travis Smith directly because of successes through the March Challenge. We were able to create a recruitment certification program available to all our members and alums if they just want to refresh their recruitment skills and assist their chapters. And since then, we've had over 150 Psi U's become certified recruiters. We've redeveloped our new member education program. And we're getting to a point now where we have a number of potential expansion efforts in our pipeline. So we know we need to continue on with the March Challenge. And really what we're hoping to do this year with the successful March Challenge is to raise enough money to hire an additional staff member to offer in-person, boots on the ground assistance, which some of our existing chapters are struggling with recruitment, as well as some of our chapters that are looking to come back, and maybe even some new expansion opportunities as they arise. But we need that support, and I'm knocking on wood as I say this, hoping for a successful March Challenge to make that happen.
Thanks, Tom. No, absolutely. I mean, as someone coming from a chapter that I think historically has been small and unfortunately today is, very small, I think I know my chapter and many other chapters out there could certainly use the help of a staff person who has that experience and can help train, the undergraduates to help be better at recruiting other members and also just kind of, help it. I find that within Psi U growing and growing our network, growing the amplifying the impact of a lot of the things that our brothers, both undergraduates and alumni, do each and every day, just as part of their daily lives, is a big part of why I continue to be involved and give and donate time and money to Psi U as I do, and many others do as well.
Absolutely. I promised not to get on a soapbox and preach too much about why fraternity matters, but I think about it. I even had a call not too long ago with an alum that was questioning why do we give today to fraternities? Why, is this something that I know my experience was important to me, but is that experience still matter today? And if anything, Tim, I actually think it's more important today than it was in the past. We live in a world where everything we learn in a classroom we can just look up on a phone. The anything in a textbook, heck, the textbook itself is available in the palm of everyone's hands today. That said, higher education is amazingly important because the environments we are learning in, it's what's crucial. And 90% of our experience on a college campus is not in a classroom, it's outside of it. So creating small cohorts of peers that are self-selecting, that kind of complement to the educational experience is so important. And quite frankly, I think even more necessary today than it was in the past. Whether our chapters are small businesses, they're running meetings, they're holding one another accountable, they're planning events, executing events, cleaning up after events. But all those experiences added together build so many soft skills that, well, this phone, the knowledge is there, but it's not going to let you build soft skills. In fact, I'd argue this is eroding the building of some soft skills. So the fact that we can exist and if we can provide the right environments, we can be integral to the educational missions of our partner institutions.
Oh, 110% agree. I mean, I work in finance, very relationship driven business, and without some of the soft skills and some of the things that I kind of learned through, many of which I learned through my relationships with brothers, and even just going back to when I was an undergraduate, going to some conventions where I was interacting with folks twice, three times my age, in some cases, or more, and just learning how to interact and speak to different people and with different perspectives in a kind of intergenerational way, but also in sort of professional environments and kind of sit in business meetings and things of that nature. It's just stuff that you don't really learn in a classroom at all. And it's I think looking back on it, it's remarkable how much I think that helped shape me in my kind of future career path.
Yeah. I know I'll tell a little story of just what I saw happen today. Our first donor to the March Challenge, because we go live at midnight Eastern, so a lot of us are in bed by then. But our brothers out in the Pacific time zone, it's just 8 p.m. there. So our first donor was Brad Corner, Omicron 1972. Honestly, Brad is one of the first alums of Psi Upsilon I met as a Psi U. It was the fall homecoming my freshman year when I was still pledging Psi U. But he made an impact on me that day. And I'm always humbled because he's because of him living out in the Pacific time zone, he's often one of our first donors. But I've got access to our giving history, and I noticed the first time he made a gift was a modest pledge or $10 when he was an undergraduate at Psi Upsilon. And since then, I think about his involvement. He's at every Illinois homecoming. It's rare for him to miss it. He's at every Psi U convention. He's a past foundation board member, a past executive council member, now an honorary member of the executive council. He's won the Distinguished Alumni Service Award. But his kind of journey giving back to Psi U started modestly, a small $10 gift. And that's what excites me about things like the March Challenge, because who knows who the next Brad Corner that's going to be giving to our campaign will be. Not that Brad's replaceable. He's never replaceable.
Yeah, and Tom, to build on that too, at the end of the day, yes, we're trying to raise money, but gifts of any size matter. I think it's the engagement that we're looking to have with a lot of these campaigns. Anybody watching out there, that you are engaging with us, and we appreciate you watching us and caring about what we're doing. We'd love for you to make a gift, but just as much, even if you're not in a position to make a gift, reach out to someone in your network and encourage them to give. Reach out to someone, a brother you haven't spoken with in a while, and just check in on them, see how they're doing. That those just kind of bonds, and just making sure that we kind of maintain those and nurture those, I think is a real important part of our of what makes IU so special.
Yep. And I know that's one of the things I appreciate so much about this time of year and doing the March Challenge. It does cost me, because spoiler alert, I'm absolutely making phone calls and reaching out to some of my peers, encouraging them to make a gift, because I want the Omicron to do well. But it's just fun reconnecting with that excuse to reconnect. As we get older, it's harder and harder to do. Or it's so easy to be distracted and not have the time to do so. So taking those couple moments to be intentional. One of our donors today, Jim Colombo, 2001, a year younger than me at the Omicron. I just talked to him about an hour and a half ago. He was following up to make sure I got his gift, and that I will see him next week. Saturday morning, I'm meeting up with one of my pledge brothers here in Indianapolis, who's coming to town for the Big Ten tourney. Mark Tulungan, someone that every Omicron knows, because he is, he's the glue that keeps our chapter together nowadays. But we've got, just this March Challenge, having that excuse to do so always makes me so happy. But, all right. And actually, I wanted to shout out a couple of our donors first, to just say thank you. And let me see who's made a gift today. Hal Oshner from the Xi chapter, one of our constant supporters. Thank you so much, Hal. Bob Peterson, Omicron, class of 68. He's a stalwart for the fraternity and foundation. Let me tell you, anytime we need something, Bob Peterson's always one of the first to make an offer. Here's a name I haven't seen in a long while. Pat Armstrong of the Epsilon Nu. He was from Michigan State. I believe he's class of 2001. He used to come visit us at Illinois all the time. Thank you so much for that gift, Pat. Ethan Francoeur from the Delta Omicron. And by the way, talk about growth to Psi Upsilon. I am so excited. We have a 50th chapter, the Delta Omicron at Purdue, and Ethan is one of the guys that helped lead it across the finish line. So thank you so much for that gift, Ethan. Bob McIntyre, who's on his way to the Big Ten tourney, and actually Illinois is probably about to tip off, so I'm sure he's not watching this. He's inside the field house watching the game. Joey Cabot from the Phi chapter. He was, when we restarted the Phi chapter, he was one of the earlier archons of that group, and is now actually serving as the alumni president of the Phi chapter. Thank you so much, Joseph. Murray Eskenazi, James Volpentesta, the Theta Theta, Cliff Edmonston, Paul Ragno, Jerry Murray from the Omicron, Dave Nichols from the Psi, just a lot of people that, I recognize these names, and I'm always thankful for them.
One quick shout out, Tom. Paul Ragno from the Chi Delta. He was, I think, 2 years ahead of me at the chapter. In addition to being a very active donor of money, I think one of the biggest things that many folks for probably multiple decades now of the Chi Delta will remember Paul for is his baking skills, and coming to every time he come to the chapter, I think he'd have a giant box or multiple bags of cookies and things of that nature to hand out to folks, and delicious. So Paul, if you're seeing this, thanks for all that. I look forward to seeing you again soon and having some delicious food with you.
We take donations of food as well. But that's great to know. And then one thing that's special about the March Challenge too is we've lined up a number of alums who are willing to make matching gifts. So all these gifts that come in actually will have double the impact to our fraternity. And today we had both Jim Plattner, the VP of the Executive Council, Phi Delta Mary Washington 20. Oh, don't get the years. I'm always going to 2010, I believe, 2010 or 2012. But Jim is always there, one of the first people to raise his hand for us, and I'm so thankful for that. And then Larry Rakers came through with a big matching gift of and matched the next $5,000 of gifts. Larry from the Omicron chapter, another person who's always there for both the chapter and the fraternity and foundation whenever we need anything. But that actually, those two gifts kind of ran us through some matchers. So there's an opportunity now if anyone wants to raise their hand.
Well, all right, Tom. All right, you twist my arm. No, I'd be happy to. But yeah, so for the next folks, the next $1,000, I'll gladly match, and yeah, hopefully some folks watches can contribute into that and start racking up the bill. But no, would love to match and happy to support.
You're the man, Tim. And that's for anyone here that's listening. And again, the March Challenge, we're looking for a number of donors. That's how we measure success here. But Tim just made your gift double the impact. So even if you're just thinking about giving $10, $20, please do. That's what we're looking for in the March Challenge. Someone you've never found Psi Upsilon to be a part of your charitable. Well, you haven't thought about it. I was going to say portfolio, but we might be talking even smaller. That you don't really give much. The March Challenge is one of the great ways to start getting involved. If you're an undergraduate member of the fraternity and you give over $18.33, we send you a 1833 Club lapel pin for your donation. So all undergraduates, please remember that. And because of Tim, your gift will make double the impact. It'll be, I'm going to have to do some math, $36.66 going to us. But no, thank you so much for that, Tim. Another person we can always count on inside you.
Happy to do it.
But you'll be hearing from us all week, SciUs. The challenge ends on, well, I should say really all weekend, because the challenge will end at midnight Pacific on Monday, March 17th. So we've got all day Monday. That said, make your gifts early. Don't wait until the end, because when we put off stuff, it ends up not happening. But anyone that can make a gift today, we would love to see it. So thankful for everyone who's already making this such a successful campaign. We're going to be popping into live streams and other content on our social media feeds all weekend. We might be having some fun Sunday night after the brackets get released. Rumor has it Tim's alma mater, Duke, might just creep into the NCAA tournament. I'm hoping my Illini do as well. But all right.
Yeah, I was sad to see the injury scare this afternoon down in right a few miles away from me over in Charlotte. They're playing the ACC tournament, so hopefully all is well there. We want to have a good tournament run, but
I've been busy, and I just caught that out of my corner in my eye. Is he really injured?
Yeah, I don't think he'll play this weekend, but hopefully he'll play next weekend when it matters.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's what I mean, heck, I would love to win the Big Ten tourney, but next weekend's tourney is the one that really matters. But yeah, no, let's admit we're all kind of keeping an eye on Cooper Flagg. He's he's a fun player to watch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we can let people, unless you've got anything else, get back to their regular Thursday evening streaming on social media feeds. But thank you for everyone who joined us. Please, please, please make a gift today to the March Challenge. It makes a difference. There's a link going on at the bottom. If you're on Instagram, if you click on our bio and our link tree, it's right at the top, how to make a gift. It's on our Facebook. It's at sciu.org. There's a banner right at the top. But any way you make a gift today, we will count it towards the March Challenge and help your chapter come out on top. Actually, that's what I should look at. Oh, all right. And I honestly, I kind of thought this, but I haven't been paying much attention. Right now, the Omicron chapter is in first place. Gamma Talk, I'm close behind in second. Epsilon Nu and Michigan State in third. Chi Delta Duke is fourth right now, and the Zayed Wesleyan are fifth. But
all right, we got some room to make up.
Yeah, it was it's still early, so there's plenty of time to give and still make a difference. So yeah, those standings, I doubt those standings will be where we end on Monday. But I'd love it if the Omicron was still first.
No, I'm going to jump in just to say that I think the Gamma Tar are going to fight you for it, Tom.
There we are. I knew Jonathan was here.
I mean, I can take so much, Tom, but it's a fun battle, brothers. It's a fun
friendly competition.
Yeah,
it puts the fun in fundraising.
I also just wanted to say we had Instagram was buffering for us for a little while there. Some of our brothers were getting images of us broadcasting, but just it said they're having trouble maintaining the stream. So I was going to suggest, why don't you go back over just a bit some of the stuff from earlier, because we've got more people watching now than we did at first. So right. If you want to talk just a minute about, like some of the successes that last year's March Challenge has allowed us to do, some of those opportunities, I think it would be of interest. And I'm going to jump back out of here so your screens get that much bigger.
No problem. All right. And yeah, no, everyone, we're still learning how to use this live streaming technology and everything else. So please forgive us if there's, and I'll warn you all right now, especially if the ads around the SIU March Challenge start getting overly aggressive in Instagram or Facebook. We'll hopefully I fix that problem. But as Jonathan was saying, the reason we do the March Challenge is to help the growth and expansion of SIU Epsilon. We know we need to be doing more. I feel terrible sometimes when I talk with great alums that I respect deeply who are frustrated that we can't do more. And what we're hoping to achieve with this year, a very successful March Challenge this year, is the ability to hire an additional staff member to work on our campuses directly with our chapters and help them recruit in person. We've been able to do a lot with our prior successes. We've been able to hire a director of growth to help organize this for us, and he's absolutely done some in-person work for us as well, and lined up a number of expansion opportunities for the future. We have a recruitment certification program now available to all SIUs, whether and it's primarily targeted to undergrads, but if you're an alum who wants to help coach your chapter and you need to refresh your skills a little bit, It's a great program. You can find it online on our website. It's under advisor materials and undergraduate materials as well. We redeveloped our new member education program. And like I said before, we know we need to do more and we want to do more, but we need your support because we also want to make sure Psi Upsilon is affordable and accessible to all students. And let's be honest, Psi Upsilon as a national fraternity, we're excited because we just started our 50th chapter at Purdue, the Delta Omicron chapter. But, well, 50 chapters and just over half of them being active, that's not large. So, and yet we are very mindful of making sure our fees are as affordable as possible. We kind of share what our fees are as national fraternities. And Psi Upsilon, we always kind of target to make sure we stay below the average amount, or at least at it and never above. Because again, we want to be affordable as possible to our members.
And I think too, Tom, like just building on it, that, it's important to, I think growing, within a chapter, growing the national organization really helps make every individual's experience and the potential of that experience that much greater. Just being able to kind of amplify the impact of all the things that we're doing, provide that many more potential, connections and opportunities for all of us, personally and professionally, throughout our lives. And, one of the reasons I enjoy staying involved in Psi U as much as I have been, well after my undergraduate time is because of those relationships with folks, meeting people 2, 3, 4 times my age at conventions, when I went there in back in 2006, 2007, I think in Philly, and then Boston, and then, many conventions after that, was just really helped shape my experience and provided opportunities. I had a chance to meet Sam Tenaglia from the Omega chapter at University of Chicago. He was kind of one of the people who helped me learn a little bit more about investment banking, which was what I work in currently, and helped guide me on that path, and has been a bit of a mentor to me professionally and in that way, and obviously a great friend and person I've known for a long time through working on the boards, et cetera. And there's so many other kind of Psi U stories that I think the more we can grow and provide more opportunities for everyone to benefit from those experiences that like I have, I'm all for it. And I think it's a really important part of why I do what I do, I'm sure I know it's a part of why you do what you do. And I think it's just, it just helps reinforce how this whole experience is really important.
Yeah. To your point, just some of the discussions I've had with some of the alums who have matched gifts to, I mentioned Jim Plattner from the Phi Delta. He mentions one of the big reasons he gives is not only the friendships he made, but by going to convention, meeting other Psi U's and alums to help him guide his career path. Larry Rakers, his story that he shares with everyone's very similar. He received a scholarship as an undergraduate, which helped him through college. And then his first job in finance, it was a Psi U who hired him. So those connections, it's absolutely the lifelong friendships, but it can lead to professional career guidance as well. All right. Well, I think we can let people go for the evening. We'll have more stuff up over the week. The March Challenge ends on Monday, but please, brothers, make your gifts today. All support helps. Gifts $10, $20, $30. They will make double the impact because of generous people like Tim here who are matching donations. Again, thank you to everyone who's made a gift. Thank you, Tim, for all that you do. Just to point out, Tim's a volunteer, not a staff member, so he's getting done with his workday, and then he has to jump on a live stream with me. as everyone who supports us on all our boards, the Executive Council and Foundation. Thank you for everyone who's helping make the March Challenge a success already, and to all those of you who are donating.
And thank you to everyone who's watching this, or hopefully still watching this. But seriously, at the end of the day, these programs and campaigns are just as much about engagement as they are about the dollars raised. The more listening, watching it on your phone and listening to this live stream is engaging with SciU. So even if you're not in a position to make a donation, would love for you to reach out to other folks in your network to just remind them about what this is going on. See if they can maybe give a gift, even just to check in on folks and just reconnect. And I think that's a big part of what we do, or why we do this as well, and just to use this opportunity to reach out to folks maybe we haven't talked to for a little while and re-engage and rekindle some of those friendships.
Absolutely. All right. We have a problem. I don't know how to end. Oh, Jonathan's back, thankfully.
With two things. One, brothers, I'm just going to reiterate, as is my way. Please go to www.sciu.org/March Challenge, and it will redirect you directly to the page where you can check status. I highly recommend that you send thank you notes to brothers from your chapters who can support. If you want to help the challenge along, not only make a gift, but also thank the people that also took a moment to do so. And I don't think we're going to necessarily archive this one, but you told him you're going to be back on Sunday, Tom. So
I'll be popping in and putting up some video content throughout the week. But yeah, I think Sunday night we'll be back and having a little bit of fun.
All right. Well, with that, I'll go ahead and end the stream, and have a good March Challenge, everybody, and may the best chapter come out on top.
Thanks, everyone.
Orange.
Have a good night.
Night, y'all.
Thank you.